Okay, so I just finished reading volume 6 of this. And, okay, so Shimana and Taiga, the landlord, they went on a little date at the carnival and stuff. It did a recap of volume 5, which I already talked about. Asahi and Minama got together and hanged out and stuff. She finally moved on. It was a new semester also in the series. And so they went, Taiga and Shimana actually went out on a little cute date on his birthday, even though she didn't know it was his birthday. And he keeps trying to kiss her and stuff, but she's nervous. So she actually broke up with him because she feels that he actually doesn't like her and he's forcing himself to be in love with her, to like her, to try and fall with her, and she doesn't want to force that because she wants it to be mutual. But in actuality, Taiga does like Shimana, but he doesn't know how to go about it. He doesn't know how to explain his own feelings. So that's that. So finally back in school, Nagagawa is her new English teacher, which is the one that she believes that Nagagawa and Taiga actually dated. When in reality, I thought so too. I thought they dated, but they didn't. She was just a teacher that he looked up to and everything, that he trusted. But I still think something happened to him because he doesn't like the touch of a woman. Unless it's because he fell in love with her. I think he fell in love with her. But anyway, that's not important. So there's a new character named Miura-san. He's a police officer. He's right there where my pinky is at. And he's friends with Taiga. And he actually does not like Taiga and Shimana together. He feels that Shimana is no good for him because Taiga is mean. Taiga always says some nasty, rude things about women in the past and still does to this day. He has a hate for women. And so Zen once again confessed his feelings, and he admits to Shimana that he's always going to love her. It doesn't matter what she does or anything. He's always going to love Shimana, even if she can't love him back that way. And they talked. Once again, it's just a whole bunch of like school stuff. Taiga got a new assistant, some lady. This is Zen and Shimana talking, holding hands and stuff. Taiga goes to the school, and finally, for the first time, he hugs Shimana in their classroom. And they keep talking about the kiss, even though it hasn't happened. She finally admitted that she's in love with him again, that he's the only person that she'll love. So that's cute. And Zen also said, give it your all, but then he'll give his all too. He's so in love with Shimana, and I find him so cute. But I find her cute with Taiga too. I find her cute with everyone. Oh my god. But yeah. So that happened. And Zen and Shimana actually moved out in volume 5 one spring break, and it's been a while, but they finally came back the following semester. In this book, they asked, can they move back in? And then they went camping with Miura-san, Asahi, Shimana, Taiga, and Zen. All together went camping and stuff. So that happened. And he tries kissing her again, but then Zen and Miura-kan tries to interfere, and it pisses off Zen because that's not what he wanted. He doesn't want her to hate him, despite how he feels. And finally, at the end of the volume, she goes back to the house where he's at, and they finally kiss. So yeah, that's all I have for this volume. I'll see you guys in the next volume. Okay, so I just finished reading volume 7, and a lot is happening so far. So Miura-kan is... Okay, wait, let's start over. Okay, so in the beginning, it goes in a flashback about Miura-kan when he was in high school, and this girl named Shiho who he had a crush on a little bit, but he didn't know how to act, so they started talking, yada yada yada, and then finally this dude that was bothering Shiho-chan, they were talking, and he came to her rescue like he always did. He gave her a bracelet, he gave her this, he always talked to her, ate lunch together, until she remembered him saying, I just ignored things that are inconvenient for me. I'm sorry I wasn't listening. So, when she confessed her feelings and asked for a date, she figured, oh, she's not important. So she ran out on the street distraught, and she got hit by a car. And she was in a coma for a very long time. I didn't know when she woke up, but yeah. Then it goes back to the present where Tega and Shimana are going through it because they kissed and they don't know how to act. He really doesn't know how to act with his feelings. He's convinced because everyone around him is trying to convince him that she's no good, that he needs to move on, and they're trying to convince Shimana too, but her friends got her too. And okay, so that happened. So then Zen and Shimana ended up going on this cute little date, but Tega was supposed to go with them, but his father and his secretary and everyone stopped him. And Mirakan too was talking to Fujiwara-san, not the son, the father, the prosecutor. They both have the same name, to try and stop him. So when that didn't work, as you can see, that didn't work because they still ended up. No. It did work, but she ended up spending the whole day with Zen. They went back home, talked even more, went to bed, and he got drunk. And he came home at midnight and went through her window and gave her flowers for her birthday, since it was the 18th in this book. And that happened. And he gave her a hairpin. And they talked the whole night. And then the next day when she went to school, his father came and got her and told her to mind his business, that she's leading him astray, yada, yada, yada. He's one of those tall, big prosecutors that think he's better than everyone because he makes a lot of money. And he wants Tega to follow in his footsteps, even though Tega really doesn't want to be a prosecutor. He hates it. He really does. And, okay, that happened. And then, oh, I mixed it up. I think the date happened after talking with, whatever. Everything I'm talked about happened in that book, but not in that order. They talked about the kiss, they hugged, they did this. He said wait for him to fall in love with her, and this, that. And Miura actually, he visited the hospital with Shiho-kun because she was in a coma for 4 years and she had woke up 2 months prior to that, and she's learning how to walk again. And Miura-kun has a girlfriend, even though Shiho is still in love with Miura-kun. Because and also Miura-kun is conflicted because he wants to be on the father's side because he shouldn't be dating a high school girl, but then he wants to be on his friend's side because that's the first time he's seen Tega actually be happy and want to be with someone. And Shimana's 17 now, and Tega's 22. So they're 5 years apart. She got 1 more year in high school. And what I think is going to happen is that he's going to wait until she graduates to officially start dating her again and be open about their relationship. I think everyone's going to be happy in the end. Even though his father wants him to do as he says, be loyal, be disciplinary, listen to everything and anything he says. And he visits their house trying to convince their son again, but Shimana steps in and saves him. And like this ending says, it said, even if it doesn't go enough, someday my patience will be rewarded. That Shimana talking about waiting for him to fall in love. So yeah, that's it for volume 7. I'll see you guys in volume 8. Okay, so I just finished volume 8, and a lot has happened in this volume also, and it's also coming to an end, as again everyone and their mother and father and sister and brother are trying to keep them apart. Shimana and Tega, they go out on a little date and stuff, and so Tega's father, Fujiwara-san, doesn't want them together at all. So he keeps trying to kidnap Shimana from school using Miura and his family. And Miura thinks that they shouldn't be together either. Everyone's so conflicted. Everyone wants them to be apart because they feel Tega's father feels that she's too young. He's using that, and that she will lead him astray because she's lowly and he's better than them. But Tega actually enjoys his time with Shimana. He enjoys his time with Asahi. He enjoys his time with Zen. He actually loves all of them, even if he can't express it. And there's this girl, they call her she's pretty popular and all the boys like her, but she actually has the biggest crush on Zen, and Zen doesn't realize it because he's in love with Shimana. It's a lot of unrequited love, but it's a lot. And this dude is related to Miura-kun, and he's also hired by their father to try and keep them apart by forcing himself to date her. so she could fall for someone else, because that's what Tega-san said. I mean, not Tega-san's father wants. He wants her to fall in love with someone else, or else he's going to sell the house that they all live in. He wants to sell the house because he's very controlling. He wants to control Tega's life. He wants him to be a prosecutor. He wants him to do everything. So they all discuss a plan to fake date. Shimana and Zen are gonna fake date to get his father off his back, and he's gonna fake date someone else to get his father off his back. And it's a plan. So her and Zen decided to go see the fireworks at the festival with Asahi and everything. But once again, Miura's cousin comes and he wants to interrupt. See, this guy's a bit of a third wheel, even though he really doesn't like Shimana. He's just doing as he says from the father to keep her away from Tega-san. So that happens at the festival. Tega-san comes to her rescue as always, as he has been throughout this entire series so far. There's 2 more volumes left, so I'm excited about that. And Zen and her end up fake dating and doing a whole bunch of stuff, even if they both know it's fake. Zen appreciates it because he imagines himself. Also, Zen really likes pandas. So they end up talking towards the end, how much she loves him, how they can't be together. And he says, just wait for him, wait for him. He's doing anything he can for them to be together. And he said that he prefers her to be with Zen than him. Tega says he prefers for her to be with Zen, even if it's pretend. And back with Asahi and Manami, I found out a big plot twist why they can't be together is because they're actually related to each other. I'll let you guys figure that how that happened. So they're related to each other. So then Tega half, and then back to them. Tega halfway, they're still at the festival. Tega halfway tells her how he feels. He has come to terms with how he feels, even though, and his father is still keen on selling the house, that they have to get out by Sunday. And then at the end, they talk amongst each other, Sahi, Zen, and Shimana, about memories and stuff. And at the end, Miura-kun comes in with a paper, but Tega tears it up because he wants to create more memories. So yeah, that's it for volume 8. See you guys when I'm done with volume 9. Okay, so oh my god, everything's coming to an end. Everything's coming to close. Okay, so you remember Shujiro, that guy, Miura's cousin? He really doesn't care. He just wants to have a girlfriend. So any girl that's hot to him, he's gonna try to hit on. So they went to the beach, right? All of that. That was their little date and everything. So Tega got jealous of Zen with her, and Shujira trying to hit on her and everything. So yeah, every time she's in a pickle, he's always there to make sure to get her out of it because he is so in love with her. I love it. Oh my god. Okay, so he confesses all of that. They go on a couple of dates and stuff. They talk about it together. And let's see. And whenever he gets drunk, Tega-san, Tega-kun, that's when he seems to be his most honest and true self. So yeah, that happened. And then okay, so you remember Shiho and Miura, the girl that was in a coma after getting hit by a car? And Miota actually has the biggest crush on her, but he finally came to terms with his feelings and he broke up with his girlfriend, even though he still didn't admit to Shiho that he's in love with her. But he is. And okay, you remember that popular girl? She still has a crush on Zen. So, and she confessed her feelings to him, even if they're not reciprocated. Zen knows now. And okay, so the teacher's dream, not the teacher's dream. Tega-kun's dream is to not be a prosecutor, is to stand up to his dad and to be a teacher. And Shimana and Zen helped him by doing that, by putting together like pamphlets and stuff for him, trying to convince him to go and become a teacher, even though it's not really working because he's stubborn. But he did end up standing up to his dad. But he's not selling the house, so they get to still have it. But unfortunately, he is being transferred to Fukaoka, I think that's a city. But they want to stop the transfer, but nothing's to be done. So, Tega-kun and Shimana, they spend their last day together hanging out. It was a whole date, and they ended up going to his house where he met his mother, and his mother loved Shimina right off the back. They clicked and it was so cute. It was a little comedic and stuff, even though the father still doesn't approve and he still wants him to be transferred. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm almost done with this series. I got to just read volume 10 and I'll be done. So I'll be back with the finale of this series. Oh my god. Oh my shit. This was so good. Oh my god. I don't even want to flip through it. Oh my god. I really enjoyed the ending. Everything that I knew was going to happen happened. Oh my god. It was so good. The ending was chef's kiss. Yes. I agree so much with what happened. And this does conclude Dreamin' Sun. It was so good. It was so good. Oh my god. And they did have a time skip as I expected. And yeah, I suggest anyone who's interested in this series to read it. It is really good. It's only 10 volumes by 7 Seas. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. This was really good. I don't want to spoil too much for the final volume, but it does conclude everything that was been talked about in this volume and this volume. Like the last 3 volumes pulled together the entire series, and I love it. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this part 2 of this video, and I hope you guys watch part 1. I'll have a link down below in the description box, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.